Okay, sit down. Do mine too.
Okay, Charles. So we are now in a situation where the surgeon in Bathurst.
Just right quick, Dr. Wlodzimierz Sokolowski, I'm going to write one of these days. And we're continuing on a little series on bad doctors in New Brunswick.
Doctor killing patients.
Doctor killing patients.
Doctor killing or intending to kill patients.
Go ahead.
Not all the time. The doctors, good doctors, are successful. But it's the point that they have a killing intention is enough, isn't it?
Oh, I mean,
if somebody makes 200, 3,000, 300,000 or
just
a year, you don't expect him to be killing for the public money.
And just for the record, my doctor is from Iraq, and he's the best doctor I ever had. Just for the record, very good doctor. I have unsung heroes in the healthcare system. My opinion.
By the way,
okay.
It's make a digression, a little digression. So now we are here with the digression. We are going the ENT man specialist coming to town, and he also treats me like a farm hand. Okay?
In Miramichi.
In Miramichi, and he says to me, doctor, I'm going to be making ear transplants, and I need anesthesia 3 to 4 hours. Do you understand it? Can you do it, doctor? I said, sure, certainly. Fortunately, we have had a respirator. It means a machine which is breathing for you, okay? You know the respirator. You put the tube in the patient and you let the machine breathe for you, for the patient. So he was doing one case after the other, and it was everything was successful. At a certain point I was some difficulties because was not the drug is used certain drugs more and some less, but this is about the patient did perfectly, okay? And he started with a prominent person here in Chatham. So in other words, if I have hurt this very patient, I didn't have any place. There was no place for me in Chatham because they said, okay, came the foreigner here and hurt our prominent citizen, okay? Get rid of him, get to hell out of him, of here. Anyway, I'm doing these cases for a couple of months. Eventually he gets tired and he said to the other surgeons, oh, he can do long cases, okay? He is strong enough, and blah, blah. See, very disrespectful, okay? But disrespectful, said something, what was on his mind. But how nasty was he? During Christmas time in 75, after Christmas, the Christmas season lasts till Lent, okay? Till Lent. You have partying and so on and so on.
Carême. In French.
So sometimes in January, by late January, late at night on Sunday or Saturday, I got a call. He's calling me.
January, Lent. That's not Lent.
No.
I thought you were testing.
Before
Lent. Okay,
before
go ahead.
Lent, yes.
I thought that was a test. Okay, that's
no,
okay. If I was paying attention.
Yes.
Go ahead.
So he's calling me at night, or 2 o'clock, or 1 o'clock after midnight, and says to me, doctor, we are here with the surgeons, and we are having a party, good party, but we ran out of booze. He said, doctor, can you help us to bring some booze?
Excuse me, what year is this? Usually...
75.
1975, excuse me, but these days, and everybody knows, it's no longer doctor bring us booze, doctor give us prescription pills. So it's no more prescription pills here, it's booze. So give us some booze, 1975.
Yes.
I had to put that in there, sorry. Go ahead.
He was partying with doctors.
Yeah.
So he needed booze. So in other words, he offended me, okay? Offended me
Yeah,
very much.
he degraded you.
Yes, degraded me very
Yeah.
much.
I don't know about
Anyway,
you, I don't know about you Polish, but us Scotchmen, we don't like to
No,
be
but
degraded,
he
I tell
was he was a bad boy because he, to humiliate me further, said, oh, you know, all these foreigners,
Yeah.
all these immigrant doctors and so. But you see,
you.
one
1975.
one digression you have to. Canada is admitting 300,000 immigrants a year. That's official.
Oh, yeah.
300
But we're-
Canada.
yeah, but
Now,
We're here, we're talking about night, we're not supposed
no, we are talking now. Listen.
Okay.
300,000. How many doctors you have for 300,000 people? 500, one doctor for 500, so you need at least 600 doctors. And if you, for 600, okay? 600. How much Canada is producing a year? 1,200 or 1,400? Canada is producing doctors. How many is dying off, going on retirement? Around 500.
You are jumping.
No,
know
you
you're
just
the-
wait a minute.
1975.
What-
We were in
No,
1975.
you
How many
just-
immigrants were in 1975? Do you
No.
know? Do you know?
No, just listen to
okay,
me.
Okay, go ahead.
The point is that he was abusing me, that we were coming here
Yeah.
to take their jobs, to be useless because they have enough doctors, which is a lie, because there's not enough doctors. Because if you take so many immigrants, you have to take so many doctors because Canada is unable to produce by itself. Do you understand? So he was talking rubbish. He was abusing me. He was offending me.
1975.
As 1975.
Okay,
Okay?
got it.
In other words, it was the same that that's how bad he was. But it was 75.
I gotta ask you two questions. Was there two hospitals then? One in Newcastle
Oh,
and
yes,
one in Chatham?
yes.
There was two hospitals. Number two, was there a lot of immigrants here in Miramichi?
Oh yes, oh yes.
Was there a lot of people, professional
Professionals, yes.
immigrants in this area?
Yes.
There was.
Yes, so in the hospitals with at least in Hotel Dieu, 6, 7 immigrant doctors.
Why?
6, 7.
Why? Why was there so many immigrants?
No, because there are no local doctors. There's no local doctors.
No local doctors, you mean?
Local, okay?
There's no local doctors. Of
No
course not.
Canadian doctor trained who willing to come to Chatham Hotel Dieu to work. So they have to take an immigrant.
And things hasn't changed in 40 years.
Because Canada takes so many immigrants. So taking so many immigrants, you have take so many doctors. Who is going to serve the immigrants? Okay, they took immigrants and you have an Iraqi or Iranian doctor. He came with the immigrants, okay? Now, if he did not come, you would be without a doctor.
Agree. No, I had a Frenchman, a local
You're
French-
right.
Segal,
Okay.
Dr. Yogi Segal.
You're
Very nice doctor, funny.
Very good.
But I did have, your point is well taken. Very well taken. Continue.
You see, so now we have here the situation that the ENT man came.
Just for the record, I find this very interesting.
No, I think so. The ENT man came and he wanted to let me down, but he was unable. So after a couple of months, he left. But
Who left?
the specialist, the ENT specialist who came from Bathurst,
Yes.
who relocated to Chatham, and then he went back to Bathurst.
Whatever happened to that American that was the monk?
Nothing happened.
Have you heard from him again?
Oh yes, I was a friend. He was a good friend of mine.
An American. So he's still,
He's dead now. He died.
Okay, so what did he end up being a good doctor? A good,
No. He just was old age or something like this. Was in his 70s. Was a hermit. You know, he lived in a bush, so he probably didn't expect to be 100. He died, but the anesthesia didn't hurt him. This is the point. Okay, anesthesia didn't hurt me. Okay, now,
Excuse me 1 second again. They took the dentist, you said they took this American from the therapist,
yeah,
and they took him to perform the anesthesia, say for me.
no. The brother Anthony was a patient who has had a tooth removed by the dentist.
Oh.
And he was the first patient or first client of mine here in Hotel Duke.
Got it. He was
Okay?
the patient.
And it was in late 73, just after I came, the first day. Now then we make 74, we went through, now we are 75.
Yes.
We have the fellow from Bathurst coming, being here, testing me for the many hours lasting situation, and then leaving, okay?
Yeah.
But the criminals here in Hotel Dew still wanted to degrade me, to not to humiliate, to waste me, to prove that I am no good.
Yeah, but hold it. How long you been doing this now? You've been here for how many years now? I mean,
43.
no. Then.
From 73 to 75
75.
is less than 3 years.
So 3 years. So they don't give up easy. They kept on going after you.
Yes, that's the point.
That's the point. Okay, continue.
This is a criminal point, that they having me and using me like a slave.
Goes.
Did she, somebody?
You're the doctor.
She using me as a slave, still want to waste me. You understand?
Yeah.
So in other words, I hire you, I use you, you are my friend, you work for me day and night, and I want to finish you, okay? So who I am?
Overwork. Drink.
Criminal.
Yeah.
Criminal. If I want to hurt you,
Yeah.
and you are working for me, I am a criminal. The same you. If I work for you, do you good job, and you still like hurt me, you are a criminal. And these doctors were criminals. They still wanted to hurt me, to finish me off. Okay? But
They overload you with work. Overload you with work.
yes,
Overload you with
and
work.
waiting until
Till you
I
screwed
failed.
up. Till you screwed up.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And you didn't screw up.
I didn't.
No.
I did until
Oh, you did.
Until.
Okay, here we go.
until we are in 75 November. They telling me that they are going to admit to hire another anesthesiologist,
Local.
immigrant,
Another one.
Filipino,
Filipino. Oh my God. And female or male?
man, Filipino man.
You really female always come. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Okay, go.
And
go
I
ahead.
said to the administrator, obviously this is your decision, but there is not enough work, and
For two.
I am for two, because a lady doctor, English lady, was still around, perhaps you consider. And they tell me the first thing, he is a Canadian citizen. This Filipino is a Canadian citizen.
What the hell does that have to do with
Yeah, it's to do, because Canadian citizen, okay? Canadian citizen has a preference. And at this point, I was not a Canadian citizen. So she did not tell me, you are not a Canadian citizen. So in other words, you are full of whatever. But he is Canadian citizen. So shut up.
Were you a permanent Canadian?
Just a moment.
Is that what they call it? What,
now-
a green card or something? What did they call
No,
it?
no.
Okay,
Listen,
go
don't.
ahead.
Just listen to my story. So, there is a November the 6th, 75, and my son is in Ontario.
How old?
He's 13 years old,
Okay.
13, and I have to pick him up and bring him back. So I have to fly to Toronto. November the 6th. Fly to Toronto. You have your brother, you have to go to Toronto. Right?
1975.
Yeah, I remember. But they said on this very day, the flight here from Taran is at noon, so you still can do a little work. And they called me to give anesthesia to the patient with the name Susan Dixon. And I'm coming giving her anesthesia, and she dies on the table.
Susan,
Dixon.
I'm gonna cut for me, just for me, cut it off. Susan Dixon dies on the table. Stay tuned.
Okay.
Now, two things here. Is she all right downstairs?
Oh yes, yes. My wife.
I say you're the doctor. She took us through.
No, she didn't actually. Anyway, I'm going ahead, okay?
Yeah, and there's a noise in the background. I want to tell you at the beginning.
No, there's a noise in the background of birds. Okay,
shut
let's
up.
go, because
Yep.
we are not going to be wasting
No,
too much time.
No,
Okay?
this is interesting.
This is interesting. This is interesting. So you're going ahead?
Yep. Okay, so
this is not interfering with the picture?
No, don't worry about that. No, I'm the producer.
Okay,
So
now
anyway, we're
the patient
Wlodzimierz
dies on the patient.
Sokolowski, a doctor from Miramichi, Chatham or Newcastle. I'll say Chatham, and right quick, and you were would say that word for me.
Anesthesiologist.
And they had two hospitals then?
Yes.
One in Chatham, one in Newcastle.
Yes.
Did they, how many, were you taking care of both hospitals?
Later on, not in 75.
No, not in 75.
I worked in both hospitals since 1982.
Okay, well, we'll get to that later. So here we are. You are going to get a
Patient
call
dies on
to
the
pick up
table.
your son, 13 years old, 14 years old in Toronto, and you had to go and pick him up in the plane. Then you get a phone call, and there was a patient named what's her name?
Susan Dixon.
Susan Dixon, and they wanted you to perform your trade.
Yes.
Say it for me, I'll say it right now.
Anesthesia.
And speech impairment. And what happened? 1975.
The plane was leaving at noon. And I was...
You smoke?
No.
Drink water?
I
Yeah. Have a drink.
was to be given one anesthesia only for one patient. Susan Dixon.
How old was she?
And she died on the table.
How old was she?
70.
70 years old.
Yeah, about 70.
How did she die on the table? Okay, go ahead.
She died on the table. She was killed by injection. Okay?
You arrive in the hospital.
I gave her a needle and she died on the table. Do you understand?
Okay.
Okay?
So-
you bring your mother for anesthesia, I give her a needle and she dies on the table.
And they've been looking for years how to hang you. So
Yeah.
I guess they
That's
didn't hang you and you're still here.
That's it. Now listen to this.
I'm listening.
So, the patient dies on the table. 13 nurses, or 12 nurses, for sure 12 nurses, all the nurses see it. So the nurses are witnessing it.
Oh,
3 doctors witnessing that she died. Okay? So now she's dead, and they were supposed to take her to the morgue. Because if you are dead, they go first to the morgue.
May I ask how she died?
She was killed by a lethal injection. Okay, injection which I applied. You understand?
Okay.
No, she was tampered with. If I gave you cyanide to your coffee, I make you die. Okay, you drop dead. Okay, you drop dead.
So,
You understand
I
it?
didn't understand now perfectly.
Okay, so I am
You say somebody tampered with the
You're right.
injection.
You're right. And I gave her the needle and she died. Okay, she's dead now. Okay, let's go because we're gonna. Now, this is interesting.
Oh yeah, very interesting.
So I am coming now to the locker room, and the surgeon who was supposed to do the surgery says to me, "Listen, but don't forget to bill the Medicare for the service." I killed the patient, and this bastard told me I had to bill the Medicare for the service.
But after a while, it's just like a car assembly
Just a
line.
moment.
Everybody just goes in and then they joke. Like people work at the
Okay.
the floor where people die.
Some
Anyway, sorry.
old girlfriend, I like to make it. No, I killed you here, okay, and I killed you, and
I better check my
and-
coffee. You want to drink first?
and tell someone, now you just pay me,
You just what?
pay
You
me.
just pay me. Yeah, exactly. Okay, no, but no laughing manner. But I know what you mean. Medicare, we killed this person.
This-
Now make sure you call Medicare and put it
If you
the bill.
have too much tragedy, it turns into comedy.
Okay, so I know that. So you have this dead body. Next thing you know, they're ready for the inquiry or something because all these witnesses are showing up.
You are so bright that you go ahead of yourself.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay? So now I'm coming and this. I knew that the poison was in the pentothal, so I took a pentothal because I was flying to Toronto and to Montreal to get it tested.
You're kidding.
Yeah,
You're kidding, right?
yeah. No, I took it. So obviously it was a wrong move.
Who did you give it to?
And just hold on. First of all, you, from the scene where the crime was committed, you must not touch
Exactly,
anything.
yeah.
You must not do anything.
Okay,
You
hold it,
cannot
hold it.
remove anything, because if you remove something, it is not an evidence anymore.
Okay, hold it.
Okay.
I'm going to interfere here. Okay, so you put the needle. You you noticed she was alive before you put the needle?
Are you sure?
Okay,
Oh,
and
yes.
then you put the needle, she's dead. So besides swearing or whatever, what did you do?
If you allow me to keep
Yeah, but
talking.
we're talking the evidence going to
No,
Toronto.
you are talking. I am not talking. You are talking, you are interfering, okay?
Got some Ritalin
And-
again, marijuana?
And no.
Okay,
And
go
this
ahead.
is when we are confusing the whole situation.
Okay, go ahead.
Because
I'll shut up. Go ahead.
that's the point.
Go ahead.
So now she's dead. And the dead patient, or the body, goes to the morgue.
Got that.
I cannot stay in the hospital because I have to fly to Toronto. And I'm flying to the Toronto. In Toronto, I go to one police station, another 2, 3 or 4 police, and they reject me everywhere. I said, go to hell, it's not our business, don't talk to us about something which happened in New Brunswick, rural New Brunswick, Who has heard about Miramichi or Chatham in New Brunswick? So I go to Toronto, and I go to the place where they produce the pentothal, which is Abbott rubber. And I come to them and
I
say,
got to
"Look,
interfere again. I'm sorry.
Abbott."
I'm sorry. We got to go. What happened from the table to the airport?
That's where I
Here in
come.
Miramichi.
No. We have to go my way because we are going to come to it. I'm going with this bottle. and
This is your house, right?
No.
This is your house. Here.
Yes, my
Okay,
house.
I'll let you do. Go ahead.
So we're going with this.
We're going from
Abbott,
police to
Abbott.
police.
And they took it, and then they called me a few days later. They called me and said, there is nothing wrong with this pentothal, which you say kills the patient. Okay?
Who called you?
That's what I don't know.
Oh, you don't know?
Anonymous call, and this is such a serious matter that if you make a statement, you have to write it down, sign it, and send it as an official document. Okay?
You give it to who in Toronto? Who? Who's the
Abbott.
Abbott, what's
Yeah,
that?
I don't know Abbott. That's a
Abbott?
firm.
Abbott?
They called Abbott like LeBlanc. They produce pentothal.
Okay.
If LeBlanc will produce a pentothal, I will say I give it to
Okay,
LeBlanc.
so you showed up with this,
Yeah, okay.
and then you said, here,
Okay,
test
yeah.
this. Did you
Yes,
sign papers, everything?
they did not.
Did
Okay,
you?
but this is not so. This is not so important. Now I am coming to Chatham. Back, I'm absolutely devastated because I killed the patient, and I consider it, because I was set up. I felt that I am my human dignity, in my professional integrity, was gang raped. Gang raped.
I agree.
They humiliated me, they make me a murderer. They gang raped me. In this bloody place, in a Catholic mission hospital, the doctors, criminals, you know, together with the lawyers, because they have a big backing of the lawyers, okay? They gang raped me, and now they want to kick me out and tell you are good for nothing, you are a murderer. And I am at home thinking about it, depressed to hell, and being depressed I am also angry, very, very angry. And I sit down and write a letter. This patient, Susan Dixon, was murdered, and I want full investigation.
Are you religious?
You can say so, yeah.
Yeah.
I go to church. I'm a Catholic. Okay?
Maybe God called her,
Who?
Susan Dixon.
Yeah, no, you know, let's leave it at this point because we are not going to make jokes here.
No jokes. Maybe you know, it's time for her to go.
She used. Here is a problem. If you are religious, this woman was Irish Catholic. Irish Catholic. She married a Protestant. In those days, you know, in the early 20s, here it was a big thing.
Oh, yeah, I know.
It was
My
a-
mother was a Protestant and my father is Catholic. And they got married. She had to go through all kinds of religious things to learn the
But
Catholic
anyway,
Church.
there was the people who are here because her maiden name was McLaughlin.
My mother is at McLean.
McLaughlin.
Okay.
And she married a Protestant, and she turned to the Protestant congregation.
Okay.
So and the children were raised as Protestants. Okay, and one of the her close son was Norman Dixon. He's dead now, Norman Dixon. And the Norman, he was the one who was interested about her mother. So now he knows that, but we are not here. So I'm going to the hospital. I'm going here and writes a letter that she was killed. Meantime, I get a phone call from the administrator and she says me, Dr. Sokolowski, there's a letter for you. So obviously I knew the letter informing me that you are through and you can go to hell because you killed the patient and we don't want you anymore.
Did they say that?
No, they didn't say,
They say that.
they probably said, but the letter never reached me because I said to her, my letter in which I claim that the patient was murdered is on the way. Where is the letter? Where is it? The letter is to be delivered. And I took the letter to the switchboard expecting that they will give me the letter which is addressed to me. But I did not get the letter.
Did they?
As soon as she heard that I claim the death of Susan Dixon being a murder, the letter
Nutcase.
to me was cancelled.
But you were presumed to be a nutcase.
So, no, that's all. 2 days later, the nursing supervisor from operating asked me, calls me and says, if I'm coming to work.
What?
If I'm coming to work.
Okay, get it.
So I say, yes. But there was a new anesthesiologist. So he took 80% of the cases and left me
With 20%.
20% or 10%, but he gave me the same 50% of calls. So I have to work, overnight. I again was a slave, okay, a slave. A foreigner, for
Yeah.
you can use it and kick his ass whenever you like.
1975.
75, yeah. Now listen what happened to this. A few days later, Norman Dixon, the son, calls me and say, look,
What happened?
you are the one, yes,
What happened
we'd
to
like
mommy?
to know what happened, would you come to our place?
Did you go?
Yes.
Okay.
Here, if I have been, or the administrator has been instantly in contact with me, because she died, said, absolutely it's, and never ever talked to anyone, only the lawyers, only the hospital. We are responsible, okay? So my obligation, if I have been instructed, was say, sir, I cannot see you, the hospital is going to handle it. But they didn't tell me anything, so obviously I went to Napen to take place,
You were Dr. Marcus Walby, we had the TV show in the
Yeah,
70s.
no,
Is
yeah.
that what you're playing the part there?
No, no, no.
Okay.
No, we are going to make it, but if you're going to interfere me, you will never be in the picture because you'll be dead. If we are going to go so slow as we're going, all right?
Okay, go ahead.
If you like to be in the picture, you better listen. Okay? So,
Oh, we're in the picture right now.
so Norman Dixon, you know, he was surprised. He said something is wrong here.
What did you say when you arrived at the house of Norman Dixon?
Nothing. He said, what happened? I said, look, she died. And I said, I promise you, everything is going to be investigated. Okay? I am not the one. The hospital, the police, the lawyers. You understand? If somebody hurts you, you are not going to take a gun and going to do some, because you are not going to be vigilante.
Mm-hmm.
There's the police to do it.
Yeah, sometimes I wonder about that. But anyway, go ahead.
Am I right?
Yep.
But this is how it's supposed to be.
Supposed to be, yes.
So, the Norman was having some type of doubt. But for the next 25 years, they declared me being a murderer, silent one.
A lunatic or a murderer?
A murderer, yeah,
A murderer.
A suspicious fellow who is going, and they knew that I have to be fixed. So they were killing on the way, a couple of patients they kill on the way. But still they need to kill somebody in a full daylight or in the presence of some other people, that everybody will see that this Sokolowski killer, here he killed again. And they set a situation on June the 15th, 2001.
Oh, 2001 now.
2001.
And who's this one?
2001, okay? And the patient was a healthy fellow.
How old?
A Acadian, 25 years old. Marc Olivier Saunier.
Marc Saunier.
Marc Olivier
From
Saunier.
where?
From Charamé.
Okay.
Acadian. From Charamé, that's a French
Yeah,
community.
Saunier, yeah.
Saunier, okay?
So what happened this time? Hold it. We're going to go to the next part in 1 second. I'm just going to cut it. No, first you see what you do with these things is you have...
So how many minutes you have now?
I missed one because I screwed up at the start. But, oh my God, it's turning yellow. How come it's not... See, no, it's all right. You have it.